Let's have this great day of enlistment.
It's an absolute falsehood.
Badly. It was a phone call. Yeah.
2025 will be remembered as one of the most consequential years for U.S. military activity in the Caribbean since the Cold War. A year defined by escalating strikes, diplomatic standoffs, regional backlash, and a political showdown between Washington and Caracas that rippled across Latin America. The year began with U.S. naval deployments across key chokepoints near Venezuela. Arleigh Burke-class destroyers like the USS Gravely and USS Sampson became recurring fixtures in regional waters as Washington moved to dismantle what it described as vast drug-trafficking corridors stretching from the Caribbean Sea into the Eastern Pacific. By late summer, U.S. forces had established a near-constant presence, one the Venezuelan government labeled a direct threat aimed at destabilizing the Maduro administration. In August, President Nicolás Maduro responded by calling on millions of Venezuelans to enlist in the national militia.
As Commander-in-Chief, I have considered it to be necessary and appropriate that Saturday and Sunday, let's have this great day of enlistment and call to arms for all the militiamen, all the militia women of the country, all the reservists of the country, and every citizen who wants to step forward to tell imperialism, enough of your threats.
Venezuela is rejecting you now completely.
Across Caracas, tents filled with new recruits. Officials processed enlistment paperwork as lines wrapped around plazas. The government framed the mobilization as a patriotic act, preparing for what it portrayed as an encirclement by foreign imperialist forces. The conflict escalated sharply in early September. President Donald Trump announced, sometimes in real time, U.S. strikes on small boats Washington labeled drug-carrying vessels. 11 narco-terrorists were killed in one high-profile strike, recorded and shared by Trump himself. A second strike followed days later, then a third, each video generating global attention. According to tallies released by human rights groups and reporters on the ground, at least 83 people were killed in U.S. operations by September alone.
Over the last few minutes, literally shot out a boat, a drug-carrying boat, a lot of drugs in that boat. And you'll be seeing that and you'll be reading about that. It just happened moments ago. And
Venezuela insisted the U.S. narrative was fabricated. Vice President Delcy Rodriguez called Washington's accusations, including the claim that Maduro leads the so-called Cartel de los Soles, an elaborate farce.
What is this great farce? It is nothing but a farce. It's an absolute falsehood, one that solely aims to attack Venezuela, to secure a territory that is geographically advantageous for drug trafficking routes, and to secure the immense energy reserves of our nation.
Maduro, meanwhile, delivered increasingly defiant speeches, saying that despite psychological warfare and 20 straight days of U.S. threats, Venezuela was stronger than yesterday. The crackdown strained relations across Latin America. Colombia's President Gustavo Petro publicly warned against a possible invasion of Venezuela, saying Bogotá would not allow its territory to be used for such an operation. Brazil's President Lula Inácio da Silva echoed those concerns, insisting the continent did not need foreign interventions or threats to its sovereignty. The messaging signaled a rare moment of unity among regional leaders, all wary of escalating U.S. operations near their borders. Back in Washington, Trump hinted the U.S. might expand beyond maritime strikes. Shortly after, U.S. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth released new footage of strikes in both the Caribbean and Pacific, saying they targeted drug smuggling operations as part of a broader hemispheric crackdown. Venezuela escalated its own preparations. Defense Minister Vladimir Padrino Lopez oversaw large-scale coastal defense drills and announced that nearly 200,000 personnel had been deployed nationwide for readiness exercises. He warned that Venezuela faced not only military threats, but also covert operations aimed at destabilizing the government from within. Then a surprising twist. Reporters revealed that President Trump and President Maduro had spoken directly by phone. Trump confirmed the call, but refused to describe it.
The New York Times reported that you had a phone call with Maduro. Did you?
I don't want to comment on it. The answer is yes.
And can you tell us a little bit
No,
about
I can't do that.
Mr. President, would you say it went well?
I would say it went well or badly. It was a phone call. Yeah.
As December arrived, Maduro sought to show resilience, dancing at rallies, swearing in new party leadership, and proclaiming he would defend Venezuela with his life against foreign threats.
For 17 weeks, foreign imperialist forces have been present. They continuously threaten to disturb the peace of the Caribbean Sea, affecting South America and Venezuela. Tortillas.
From U.S. destroyers striking boats at sea to militia enlistment drives in Caracas, from regional leaders warning of intervention to high-risk diplomacy behind the scenes, the year 2025 redrew military and political lines across the Caribbean. A year of conflict, controversy, and confrontation, and one that may shape U.S.-Venezuelan relations for years to come.
Subscribe to One India and never miss an update. Download the One India app now.